What if I told you that your current health strategy is actually the single biggest bottleneck in your business, most likely? You wake up every single day grinding, pushing, sacrificing to scale your vision. You pride yourself on outworking the room. You wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, constantly broadcasting to anyone who will listen how incredibly slammed you actually are. Now let's look closely at how you're treating the machine that's making all of it happen. You feed it cheap fuel. You deny it proper recovery. You completely skip basic required maintenance. You look at your body and you tell yourself a story. I will focus on my physical health after I hit my revenue targets. I'll hit the gym after this next big launch. I will clean up my nutrition when the chaos of the season slows down. Here's the tough love truth that you've been avoiding. You are running a high performance, 7-figure empire on a broken, neglected engine. You bought a Lamborghini and put an old Ford engine in it. Amateurs view health as a vanity project for the weekend. Elites view health as their primary competitive advantage. Welcome to the Achieve Your Apex podcast. I'm Chad Hyams, your voice of reason. We are locking in the third non-negotiable pillar of our summer series, the Core Four. These are the four foundational pillars that separate the people who talk about big goals from the leaders who actually conquer them. Let's look at the trajectory we've engineered so far. In episode 1, we unlocked the first pillar, energy. We established how to protect your calendar architecture, how to eliminate white space and stop leaking power. Last week's episode, we stacked pillar number 2 onto it, routine. We built the steel tracks of daily automation so you stop suffering from decision fatigue before your day even begins. Today, we're going to lock in that third one, as you can guess, physical health. What I mean is if your energy is your high octane fuel and your routine is your steel track, physical health is the structural integrity of the train itself. You can have the highest capacity fuel and the straightest track in the world. If the axle snaps while you're moving at 200 miles an hour, the whole thing derails anyway. Let's expose the massive delusion that trips up almost every ambitious performer listening to my voice right now. We have been conditioned by a toxic hustle culture to believe that physical neglect is proof of commitment. We look at sleep deprivation, terrible nutrition, and zero movement as a necessary price that we have to pay for success. It isn't a price. It's just bad math. Think about the actual operational cost of compromised physical system. According to data from Harvard Business Review, standard sleep deprivation costs American companies over $63 billion with a B dollars a year in lost productivity. When you operate in a state of chronic physical depletion, your cognitive processing drops by up to 50%. Your emotional intelligence tanks. Your decision-making becomes incredibly sloppy. You spend 3 hours in the afternoon fixing a communication mistake that a physically vibrant, rested brain could have executed perfectly in 15 minutes. You aren't operating at your apex. You are surviving at your baseline. Your body is not an independent entity that you can ignore while your mind does all the heavy lifting. They are entirely integrated. High performers don't move their bodies just to look pretty in a mirror. Although, hey, it's a nice byproduct. They do it because physical stamina dictates how long they can stay in that room, maintain absolute clarity, dominate execution, while others are crashing into the wall. Look at world-class athletic disciplines. Look at the riders competing in the cycling grand tours like the Tour de France. These individuals ride over 100 miles a day for 3 consecutive weeks, climbing thousands of vertical feet. They don't win because they have more passion than the guy next to them. They win because their teams track every single gram of carbohydrates, every milliliter of hydration, and every revolution of the pedal. They manage their biology like precision enterprises. So why are you treating your biology like a complete mystery? You track your business revenue. You track sales conversion. You hopefully track profit margins. And please, save me the excuse that you don't have a high-tech smart gym or a fancy connected bike or a luxury boutique club membership nearby. Drop the excuses. Your body doesn't care about a luxury logo. It cares about the work. A set of heavy push-ups on your living room floor costs $0 and triggers the exact same metabolic response. You do not need a complicated, overwhelming fitness overhaul that derails and overrides your life. That's just another convenient narrative for you to spin to justify doing absolutely nothing. All you need is to manage 3 critical anchor points within your physical routine. So first, let's talk about fuel integrity. What you put in dictates what you can put out. Period. You wouldn't put diesel fuel in a regular gas tank. You wouldn't put regular gas in a diesel engine. If you are fueling your body with processed garbage, skipping meals thinking that's helping, and relying on endless streams of caffeine to just artificially spike adrenaline, you are constantly crashing your system. You're asking your brain to make $1 million decisions with 5-cent fuel. Now, wouldn't it be nice if we could find 5-cent fuel, really, in today's world? Okay, another topic. The National Institutes of Health report switching to high integrity, unrefined diet improves cognitive focus and baseline energy by over 25%. Clean up the input so you can optimize the output. I'm not asking you to go vegan or vegetarian or whatever special diet is out there. I'm just asking you to pay a little more attention to what goes in, because there are better products on the shelf to purchase to feed you and your family. Second, let's look at sweat equity. Now, we've heard the term in many ways. I'm not talking about I put in the work to help fix up the house, or I put in the work to redo the car so it's worth more because of sweat equity. I'm literally talking sweat equity. This is about your blood flow, your oxygenation, your cognitive resilience. The American Heart Association notes that just 150 minutes of moderate movement a week will reduce cardiovascular risk by up to 40% and will radically boost executive brain function. 150 minutes. That's 2.5 hours. That's not a lot of time over a week to find to move. Doesn't mean you got to spend 3 hours wandering aimlessly around a commercial gym pretending to work out while really checking your emails. It means scheduling physical movement as a non-negotiable on your calendar. Whether it is a fast outdoor ride, whether it's a structured body weight circuit you've put together, I can help. Reach out. Whether it's a heavy power walk around your neighborhood, whether it's a run or an indoor bike ride, you must force your body to exert force. Sweat equity. Expand your mental bandwidth. If you own the movement, your mind will stay sharp under pressure. And the third on our list is strategic recovery. This is the secret weapon that most achievers completely ignore because they think rest is a sign of weakness. Let's get real. Sitting on the couch, surfing through social media for 2 hours is not recovery. That's just lazy distraction. Growth does not happen during the stress of the workday or the pressure of a workout. Growth actually happens during the recovery period. If you're not protecting your sleep architecture and your downtime, you are tearing down your system without ever letting it rebuild. Elite engines require elite recovery. Here's your responsibility check for today. I want you to look closely at your calendar over the last 2 weeks. If I sat down with you and reviewed your schedule, would I see clear evidence that you value your physical health as an enterprise asset? Or would I see a pattern of total neglect, treating your body like an old rental car that you don't care about when you return it? If you want elite output, you have to invest in an elite engine. Stop treating your health like a distraction from your work and start recognizing it as the foundation for your work. This week, here's your challenge. It's direct, it's urgent, and it's simple. Pick one of the 3 metrics we broke down today. What you're eating and fueling, sweat equity, or proper recovery. It can be hydrating with a single target every single day. It can be locking in that 30-minute movement block on your calendar or setting a hard, non-negotiable boundary for an evening sleep schedule. Track it ruthlessly for the next 7 days. No excuses, no compromises, no adjustments. Own the machine that's making your vision possible. And come back next week for the 4th and final pillar of the Core 4 series. What is it? You'll have to come back to find out. Folks, control your energy, automate your routine, build your health, and as always, keep climbing.